Hello again, class of 2024. So I forgot to mention something really important in yesterday's video about your ninth grade course selection, and this is about specifically for Spanish or for your language other than English selection. So I really want to mention this, and I really want you all to have this information because you have a very peculiar situation being a student at La Mirada Academy. So I'm going to explain this to you right now in a Google slide. I have been receiving a lot of questions about this from some of you, so I just want to clarify it. Of course, if after checking that slide you still have questions, you're more than welcome to send me an email and ask me, and I'll do my best to guide you to the best class selection for this area. All right.
Okay, everyone. So the first two things that I want you to remember before we go into your specific options for language other than English is that you need 20 credits of language other than English to fulfill your graduation requirements, which will be 4 semesters or 2 years of a class in the LOTE section. To fulfill A3G requirements, you need 2 years of the same language other than English, but 3 years are highly recommended for our UC and CSU schools. So now, like I was mentioning, since we in La Mirada have very specific classes, you have a very peculiar situation in which you could select classes that are actually not listed in the Google form you received today. And I have received some messages from some students about this, so I just want to clarify it for all of you. If you are taking Spanish 1 right now, you have different options. The first one will be if you're receiving an F, so if you're not passing this class, then the recommendation is that you repeat Spanish 1 or try a new language in high school. If you are taking Spanish 1 and you are receiving a D, then the recommendation from your high school counselors is that you repeat Spanish 1. However, technically, you can move on to Spanish 2 because you are passing Spanish 1, and passing Spanish 1 in middle school already gives you 10 credits of language other than English. So that's really great. I mean, you can take Spanish 2, but you might struggle a little bit, and you might really need to pay attention and focus and discipline yourself so that you can complete your graduation requirements in the next year. If you are taking Spanish 1 and you are getting a C or better, then definitely sign up to Spanish 2. You will be doing really well there and you will be really close to meeting your LOTE requirements. So now, how about students that are taking Spanish 2 right now? I want to tell you that this is awesome. La Mirada Academy is the only middle school that offers Spanish 2 in our district. So that's why this is very peculiar for our La Mirada students. So if you are taking Spanish 2 right now, you also have a couple of options. So if you're taking this class and you are receiving a D or an F, the recommendation is that you repeat Spanish 2. Now, you can technically move on to Spanish 3. And this is the best. If you take Spanish 2 right now and you have a D or better, you already have the 20 credits that you need for graduation requirements. So that means that you are way ahead of a lot of students, and I'm very, very proud of you. Now, you can move on to Spanish 3 if you want to, but similar to what I was saying to the other kiddos that have these, it might be difficult, you might struggle, but if you apply yourself, you can do it and you can be successful. Now, if you are a student taking Spanish 2 and you have a letter grade of C or better, you can definitely move on to Spanish 3 or Spanish 3 honors. Now, these are two classes that are not shown in the pictures in your in your Google Forms for course selection, but you can still take these classes, okay? I will put in Google Classroom what are the codes. So if you want to move on to Spanish 3, you can select that class in your Google form for ninth grade course selection. Now, if you are interested in actually going to AP Spanish, this could be a possibility for you as well. But the way it's going to be is that the Spanish teacher on day one of ninth grade is going to give you a test, an exam, and that will let us know, or we let him know if you qualify for AP Spanish. So I know that I received a couple of emails of students that want to go into AP Spanish. So if you are right now in Spanish 2 and you have a letter grade of C or better, enroll on Spanish 3 or Spanish 3 honors, and when you take that test, do your very best so you qualify for AP Spanish.